Empires on the Run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our Immune Support Infusion Blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com. In the last 50 years, iodine has been phased out of our staple foods and replaced with the halogen bromine, a practice now banned in nations around the world. Guess what else is in the halogen family? Fluoride. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. In 1924, the federal government did the right thing and encouraged salt producers to add iodine. It's the good halogen on the periodic table, and the results are on record. Reports documented a 15-point IQ increase in areas that had previously been deficient in iodine. Bottom line, iodine is important. Unbound, clean, in a glycerin base. Nascent iodine was the answer for myself and my family. You will find Survival Shield Nascent Iodine exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWars Life Survival Shield Nascent Iodine isn't just for emergencies. I take it every day. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. We've got the Life Straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Skousen. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com.
Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
I have reposted up on Infowars.com in full the Phyllis Schlafly report, and they put together with an index of polls and research a report showing that amnesty equals suicide for the Republican Party and will create a one-party socialist state in the United States. And she's got all the numbers in her report showing exactly what that would do. The demographic breakdown and showing how those people that would be legalized tend to vote. And so we're going to break down the fact that this is a political class that wants to get full control by having a voting class that is on welfare and on different handouts, who can then vote to enslave everyone else using the free society to enslave the society. Well, in a republic, you're not a pure democracy. In a pure democracy, you could have 51% vote to make the other 49 slaves. Or you could have, 51% vote to kill the other 49 if they thought they could get away with it. First, they want to disarm him and things like that. And it's just incredibly obvious to see what's going on. She's going to be joining us. Look, here's the deal. I really just want to go to your calls. I'm going to give each caller about a minute. Make your point. I want to hear from you. We're going to go to the next person. As you hear each caller hang up, that's your chance to call in, 800-259-9231. Then I've got some other Iranian hacking news, supposedly of Cyber Command, right as they try to pass the cybersecurity legislation. Big news on Venezuela, the economy, and more that we will be getting to. But first, let's go to your phone calls. Wayne in Virginia, thanks for calling in. You're on the air.
Yeah, long-time listener, first-time caller. Okay, that's done with. I just want to tell everybody how joyful it is to spread the word. I bought a pickup truck, and 5 months later I sold it. I took the plates back to DMV so I could get my refund, and I started telling the lady, anytime I have a captive audience, I tell everything. But I try to lighten it up. You know, they go, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing better. The shrink let me out. And that lightens the situation. So I start telling her about Agenda 21 and geoengineering, and she looks at me and goes, you don't remember me, do you? And I said, no, I don't. I'm sorry. She says, I sold you these plates. You told me all this before. I said, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry then. She said, well, I went home, and me and my husband looked up Agenda 21. Our house is now on the market. We are getting out of here. And so it's just so, you can't imagine how good it feels, the success. You're sitting there, you don't see it, but when they look you right in the face and say they listened to you and they paid attention to you, it feels great.
Well, that's the issue, because we've got the truth. We've got the light in the dark. And I mean, it's true. We know what's going on. It's not that we're rocket scientists. We'll face the facts historically, not what the fake controlled state-run media or Hollywood has said. And people are hungry for it. I mean, not the trendies. I mean, they would jump off a cliff if they thought it was cool to do. But the general public is starting to wake up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it is fun. I mean, if you walk into a restaurant and they sit down, how you doing? Well, I'm in a restaurant. I'm hungry. You know, you lighten the situation up, and then you can just tell them anything, and they're a receptive audience. And I can't stop. I don't care where I am. If I go to the bank, I tell them about the Federal Reserve. I go to the grocery store, I'm telling them about GMO foods. I'm always on. And it is a great feeling when you find somebody that listened to you and is awake and is spreading the word now also. So I just wanted to pat you on the back and keep up the good work. And that's about all I have, man. It's great to wake somebody up.
It is, Wayne. Again, it's good to find your fighting spirit again. It's good to decide you're not just going to accept all this. The globalists tell you you're powerless. There's nothing you can do. It's over. Constantly, because they know you have power. And they want to intimidate you with political correctness where you're afraid to be a cowboy at Halloween or a Native American or a geisha girl. They want to make everybody feel guilty but them, the globalists, that are really the guilty ones. The Democratic Party, on record, the Ku Klux Klan Party, until the mid-1960s, they started losing elections against the Republicans that passed the Civil Rights Act under Eisenhower a few years before, and they said, well, we'll do race politics this way now, and broke the other direction. And it's worked great for them. And the Republican leadership is bought and paid for by the same interests. That's why the Democrats can't be beaten, because they're not up against opposition. So here comes the Tea Party, set up by Ron Paul and libertarians. The Republicans try to co-opt it. It blows up in their face and metastasizes, in their view, and starts taking over. And right now they are in an emergency, like chickens with their heads cut off, running around at these corporate meetings on record. All hands on deck, throwing all the Democrat and Republican money they've got to crush the Tea Party. That's on record. That's even on Fox News now, they admit that. And the Republican leadership won't do a thing about the Tea Party having the IRS come after them. Let the crooked IRS come after you. Let them try to make stuff up. Go public. Big deal. I've had them do it to me. I'm not doing it. I'm paying their fake fraudulent taxes to the fake, fraudulent, private, run-for-profit Federal Reserve. And if you're a 501c3, you have every right to promote the Bill of Rights and Constitution. They're liars when they tell you you can't. I'm not a 501c3, but the point is, that's what they're going after. The Democrats are squealing and yelling in the news this week going, I saw it Sunday, make it illegal to have a Tea Party 501c3, more IRS. These people are beating us. Well, yeah, because you're incredibly unpopular. Saying we didn't build our businesses and our kids don't belong to us. You are a bunch of freaks who sit up there with a moral high ground
up against loyal opposition with Boehner, who plays golf with Obama constantly. I mean, what a joke. Remove Boehner. Remove all of the leadership out of leadership positions. They could do that right now. Put Tea Party people in there and start explaining what's going on, and then people would come to the leadership, and you'd have the Tea Party take the Senate and the House. We could save this country. We've just got to decide we want to do it. We've just got to decide we're not losers. But everybody's like, oh, we'll never defeat the New World Order. Oh, we can never be so. Alex, there's no way you snuck in Bohemian Grove. There's no way people got footage of Skull and Bones. There's no way that guy got on the NFL post-press conference and took over. There's no way that's real. There's no way you actually built your media system by yourself. There's no way that you beat that guy arm wrestling. That guy's bigger than you. There's no way you could... there's no way there's no way you grew those watermelons. Those are just too big. There's no way. You built that house on your own. There's no way. There's no way your son just wrote this paper for school. We just don't believe it. It's too advanced. Well, you're an adult and you're a moron. My son's smarter than you. I put my son in private school before, and they're like, you wrote this paper, your wife did. And I'm like, no, my 9-year-old son did. Because he reads, at that time, he's 11 now, he was reading adult literature. And it's because it's Arrested Development. My father was reading, when he was 4, he was reading adult literature when he was 6 or 7. My dad would be sent away on the summers as training, folks. He didn't get sent to pick cotton one month in September or whatever because the family, it sounded like my dad was in cotton fields. They sent him to teach him hard work. Then they sent him for 2 months to work in a machine shop in Houston when he was 10. And then they'd send him to work in a bank for 3 months. My dad was, that's what you did in the old days. You sent your sons, especially, your daughters as well, to apprentice so that they knew how to do everything. That's what a man knew how to do. No, he didn't do any of that. They've taught us just to be incredibly weak. Like people tune in and watch like steer wrestling and they see some guy jump off a horse and grab a huge cow and throw it down, like, that can't be real. Because people don't believe in what a human can do. They have no... Well, of course, if you're telling us we're all a bunch of scum that walk off the edge of streets or into fountains or off bridges with our iPhones, that's what the globalists want to contend with. A bunch of jellyfish, ladies and gentlemen. God didn't build a bunch of crap. The New World Order builds crud. I'm sorry, I said I'd take a lot of calls. John in Texas, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex, it was great to see you at the Second Amendment rally in San Antonio. And I wanted to speak quickly about a microcosm of politics that's happening in Texas right now with Greg Abbott bringing Nugent on to go to a few of his governor campaign stops. And then he's in turn attacked by Gilberto Hinojosa, Wendy Davis, Van de Putte by saying, well, Nugent is talking bad about our first African-American president, and the finer points of politics don't even come up. Never mind that he's supporting the Second Amendment. Never mind that anything is being said or wants to be talked about. It goes straight to the race card, straight against he hates women, and then end of discussion, shamed him to the corner, and that's all.
Well, I mean, let's face it. Ted Nugent is a red-blooded caveman who loves women and who never has done anything racist to anybody. And he grew up in Detroit, and a bunch of his band are black. So that's all they've got. I mean, you can't send a meme making fun of Obama now, or they make it take it off your Facebook if you go to public school saying it's racist. We've played the teachers on air, the clips that students have recorded going, you don't criticize Obama, you can be arrested. These are authoritarians. And yeah, no, I think Abbott is probably one of the better candidates for governor there. That or Jerry Patterson. Who do you like for governor?
I like Patterson. I enjoyed meeting him there at the Alamo at the time. And as far as people waking up, I have to say I work in the pharmaceutical business, and I work with about 40 to 50 people who all on an individual basis would love to discuss the finer points of 9/11, fiat currency, media brainwashing, all of that. It's just about taking that second step over the line and doing something about it in your community, as the last caller spoke to.
Beautifully said. Thank you for the call.